Jupiter makes its closest approach to Earth, Comet Lemmon travels through the inner parts of our solar system, and the Leonids streak through the night sky. Let's take a look at everything that you can go out to see and image in the night sky for November of 2023. I'm Michael Martin, and this is Late Night Astronomy. Welcome to your guide to the night sky. Regardless of your experience level, there'll be something here for you to enjoy in the heavens above. Let's begin the month of November with the best meteor showers. I like to always start here because they require absolutely no equipment to go out to enjoy them. All you need are your eyes and a little bit of patience, and you need to know when and where to look. For November, the Leonids are going to be your best bet to see some meteors streaking through the nighttime sky. To see this meteor shower, go outside after midnight on the morning of November 18th and face towards the east. Rising into the sky, you will see the constellation Leo, where the meteors will emanate from. On most years, you can hope to see 10 to 20 meteors from the Leonids. Remember that the best way to observe a meteor shower is to get away from light pollution and find a comfortable spot to lie down, viewing as much of the sky as you can around the constellation Leo. Set aside at least an hour to enjoy them, and remember how incredible it is that you're seeing the remnants of a comet burning up in our upper atmosphere from your own backyard. Our closest neighbor, the moon, is a wonderful target to go out and study with the naked eye, a pair of binoculars, or a telescope. Let's begin our journey of the moon this month by taking a look at its phases, beginning with a third quarter moon on November 5th, new moon on November 13th, first quarter moon on November 20th, and a full moon on November 27th. The moon interacts with many objects in the sky this month, including a close pass to the planet Venus, which will actually have the moon move in front of it for some of you who live in parts of Greenland, Europe, and Asia on November 9th. I'll leave a link in the description of this video to help you find out if you'll be able to see this event from where you live around the planet. The moon also comes close to Mercury on November 14th, Saturn on November 20th, and Jupiter on November 25th. Right now is the best time to go out to observe the brightest planets in our solar system, either at night or right before sunrise. Let's begin with Jupiter, the king of the planets. This is going to be the best time of the year to get out to observe this planet as it approaches opposition with Earth on November 3rd. To see it, go outside about 2 hours after sunset to give it a little bit of time to get higher in the atmosphere. Begin by finding it with the naked eye, and then switch over to a pair of binoculars to study its Galilean moons as they move on an hourly basis around that planet. Switch over to a telescope and study the intricate cloud details of this massive planet, and you're really almost looking at a miniature version of our solar system, with the surface of Jupiter changing on a nightly basis, the great red spot maybe being visible, and the Galilean moons moving around it like the planets move around the sun in our solar system. If you're able to get out to see Jupiter this month, please let us know about your experience in the comment section below. And if you're able to take any pictures of the nighttime sky, be it of planets or deep sky objects, please be sure to share them with me over on Instagram at Late Night Astronomy. Now, Jupiter's not the only show in town this month, because Saturn is still showing off its incredible ring structure for the first half of the night, with Neptune following behind Saturn and Uranus just behind Jupiter as that planet approaches opposition on November 13th. For those of you who are early birds out there, look for Venus as it continues to dominate the sky in the southeast just before sunrise. Comets are some of the most interesting and exciting objects to get out to observe or image because they're literally the building blocks of our early solar system, still traveling around the sun billions of years later. Let's begin the month of November by taking a look at Comet C 2023 H2 Lemmon. It travels fast through the night sky as it moves from the northwest to the southern skies, beginning the month near Ursa Major and quickly moving through the Bootes and Hercules constellations. Its closest point to Earth, and probably when it'll be the brightest in our sky, is going to be around November 10th, when it's in between the constellations Hercules and Aquila. While it probably won't reach naked eye visibility, it should be a nice, small, blurry target through a small telescope. Moving on to more comets, observable after midnight, 103P Hartley will be best viewed through a larger telescope this November as it spends the month traveling down the constellation Hydra. A more difficult comet for those of us in the northern hemisphere, but an easier one possibly for my friends in the southern hemisphere, is Comet C 2020 V2 ZTF as it travels through the constellation Phoenix. Let's leave the objects of our solar system behind and move into deep space. It's important to point out for this portion of the video that darker skies and larger telescopes are going to be the key to getting the most out of these dim objects that are well beyond our solar system, and in some cases, even beyond our own galaxy. Before we get to those, however, I wanted to talk about a book that was sent over to me by the good people at Firefly Books. It's called Night Watch, recently released in an updated 5th edition by Terrence Dickinson and Ken Hewitt-White. It is an essential guide for the backyard astronomer. Illustrative guides of the scale of the universe to basic understandings of how to navigate the night sky are all presented in this book. It'll point out the brightest stars and best deep sky objects to view from your own backyard. Equipment guides for binoculars and telescopes, along with a tour of our solar system and an intro to astrophotography, make this a great book for the beginner or experienced amateur astronomer. Thank you again to Firefly Books for sending me over this copy to share my thoughts on it with you all. And if you'd like to look more into this book as a resource for you, I'll be sure to leave a link to it in the description of this video. Now let's continue our exploration of deep space by going outside around 9 p.m. and facing towards the northeast. There you will come across the constellation Perseus, and our first target, the Little Dumbbell Nebula. This planetary nebula is quite faint in a visual magnitude of plus 10.1, but it was more impressive than I expected through my 8-inch Dobsonian telescope under my Bortle 5 sky, revealing a dim smudge at 48 times magnification and more structure and detail at 96 times and 200 times magnification. I would suggest using a UHC or O3 filter on this target to help it pop out of the background of space just a little bit more. Moving down from the Little Dumbbell, we come to a favorite target of mine through a wide field eyepiece, the Double Cluster. Throw in a low-powered eyepiece and enjoy the hundreds of stars contained in these two compact star clusters. The bluish-white stars of these clusters pop out of the background of space. Let's move over to the constellation Cassiopeia for our next few objects, beginning with one that I've never been able to view through the telescope, but it is a favorite of mine to image with long exposure photography, the Heart and Soul Nebula. Located about 6,000 or 7,000 light years away from Earth, I was able to capture over 2 hours worth of data on this target using my Canon SL2 Ioptron Skyguider Pro and 135mm Samyang lens fitted with a CLS light pollution filter. I've got a video covering more incredible deep sky objects that I'll be sure to leave a link to in the description below. Those are just some of the most incredible things that you can get out to see and image in our night sky for the month of November. If you've enjoyed this video, please like it and consider subscribing to this channel to join our growing community. But most importantly, let me know what you're getting out to observe and image in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for your continued support, and clear skies from Late Night Astronomy.